Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, friends. Today, our group is going to present about cooperative principles and conversation implicatures. Before we go to the presentation, let me introduce my group member. The first one is myself, Afrian Restu Utama, as the first presenter. And the second is Mas Ardi Melana as the second presenter and Mas Irfan as the third presenter. Okay, let's go. Let's get down to the business. In this presentation will be divided into 4 sub chapter. The first one is cooperative principles. The second is hedges. The third is conversation implicature, and the last one is conventional implicature. Okay, the first one is cooperative principles. Cooperative principles is about how listeners and speaker act cooperatively and mutually accept one and another to be understood in a particular way. Or we can say that cooperative principles is how people achieve effective conversational communication in common social situation. Please look at the following dialogue: the man and the woman. The man, does your dog bite? The woman, no. Then the man reaches down to pet the dog. The dog bites the man's hand. The man said, "Oh, hey, you said your dog doesn't bite." The woman said, "He doesn't, but that's not my dog." Okay, from the dialogue above, we know that the woman provides less information than what the man expected. However, there is no wrong in the assumption of your dog, but the man and the woman. If the woman provides more information, maybe the man would not be bitten by the dog. In this situation, we can infer that the woman may actually be indicating with the stranger. So she doesn't want to speak or to talk openly with the man. Okay, next, to be cooperative in a conversation, we should follow 4 maxims of conversation. The first is quantity maxim. What is quantity maxim? Quantity maxim is make your contribution as informative as required, not more or less informative than is required. And the second one is quality maxim. In quality maxim, say only what you believe is true. Don't say if you believe it is not true or lack of evidence. And the third is maxim of relation. In maxim of relation, you should be relevant, or you should give the relevant answer to the people. And the last is maxim of manner. In maxim of manner, you should be brief, clear, orderly, and you should avoid ambiguity. So look at the example. There is a man and woman. The man said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And the woman said, "Absolutely yes." From this dialogue, we can see that the woman's answer follow 4 maxims of conversation, because the woman answer it as informative as required, and then the woman gives the true, answer it truly, and the woman answer the question relevantly, and the woman be brief, clear, and avoid ambiguity. And next, hedges. There are some expressions that speaker use to mark that they are in danger or not fully follow the maxims. It is called Hedges. There are some expressions of Hedges based on the maxim. The first one is maxim Hedges in maxim of quality. We can see that the phrase like, as far as I know, I may be mistaken, I'm not sure if this is right, and he couldn't live without her. The phrase I guess, the phrase I guess is showing the Hedges in maxim of quality. And in maxim of quantity, there are phrases like, as you probably know. So to cut a long short story, I won't bore you with all the details, is some expression of Hedges in maxims of quantity. And the third one is Hedges in maxim of relation. We can see that the expression like, I don't know if this is important. This may sound like a dumb question or not a change the subject, is belong to the Hedges in maxim of relation. And the maxim of manner, the Hedges of maxim of manner is, this may be a bit confused. I'm not sure if this makes sense. I don't know if this is clear at all. So from these four Hedges, if people say these Hedges, it can be inferred that they are not fully following the maxims. Okay, the next presentation will be delivered by Mas Ardi. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mas Afian. From the presentation from Mas Afian, now we already know about how to communicate in a good way using maxims. But there are some ways that speaker behavior related to speaking. There are observe or following the maxim and non-observe, which means that it doesn't follow the maxim. In the following the maxim, we can communicate in a good way. We have categories like say enough, say the truth, be relevant, and keep brief, and avoid ambiguity. Now we will focus on non-observe. Next. Next, please. In here, mundur satu lagi, Mas. Mas Afian. The first one is violate the maxim. Violate maxim means that we are violate the maxim without being noticed, or in generally we call it lying. For example, did you eat the last pancake? And then the answer with, no, I didn't, although he did. Next. The second way to not observe the maxim is to float. It means that the violation is so intentionally obvious that the hearer is expected to be aware of the violation. Let's see in the example. There are communication between teacher and students. The teacher to a student who arrived late more than 10 minutes to the class meeting. The teacher said, "Wow, you are such a punctual fellow. Welcome to the class." And then students said, "Sorry, sir, it won't happen again." It's more like sarcasm. It is one example of float the maxim. Next. The maxim means that a person inputs a maxim when they don't speak the language well, make a mistake, or they are insane, drunk, or impaired in some way. The example is, student said, "Will you come to the class tomorrow?" And the teacher said, "Woohoo!" Because at the time, the teacher still excited that he just won $1 billion lottery, and He didn't focus on what students say. Next, in suspend the maxim, there is no expectation that one or several maxims should be observed. For example, in jokes or poetry, you didn't expect that one or several maxims should be observed. In example, knock knock, who is there? Anywho, anything you can do, I can do better. Next, in acting now, the speaker refuses to cooperate or get involved in the conversation. I think it is the rudest maxim, rudest, what is it, non-observed maxim. For example, can you lend me some money? And then he said, oh, thanks God, the best is coming. Next, not following maxim doesn't mean that we doesn't observe the whole for maxim. Like, for example, where are you going? And we only said, oh, the statement doesn't follow quantity maxim because we doesn't give enough information. But the answer follow the quality, relevance, and management. Uh, then in here, when the answer very short, what does he mean? Is he angry or he just don't want to talk about where he is going? That's the hero job to interpret the meaning, and it's called implication. Implicature is an utterance which conveys meaning beyond its proposition. In recognizing implicature, we draw a conclusion from what is said, and we trace the hidden meaning from the spoken utterance. Next, implicature can be divided into two. The first is conversational implicature, which involves cooperative principle and the participants are agreeing to the cooperative principle and the maxim we tend to draw conclusion from what is said. In conventional implicature, it doesn't involve cooperative principle and the point is wants to make a point about contrast. Next. Next. In conversational implicature, we can divide it conversational implicature into four. The first is generalized, colorized, particularized, and properties. Now we move to generalized implication. In generalized conversational implicature, it means that it doesn't depend that much on context, and it is possible to perceive that there is no need special knowledge background in context to understand the hidden. For example, the website, I hope you brought the bread and cheese, and husband said, oh, I brought the bread. In this case, the husband didn't mention cheese, then he must intend that the word in first word is not mentioned was not true. Next, in scalar implicature occur when certain information is communicated by choosing a word which express one value such as none, few, some, many, most, and all. For example, I'm studying linguistics and I've completed some of the required courses. By using words some of the required courses, the speaker creates an implicature which tells that it is less than all, less than most, and less than many. Next, next will be presented by Mas Irfan. Mas Irfan, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Ardi. So after we have understood about the second point of implicatures, we're going to move to the third one here, particular conversational implicatures. So we have to understand first the meaning of this context. Particularized being one of the 10 conversational implicatures, it needs to take the role on the spatial knowledge of any particular context. So both of the listener and speaker have understood, that have a knowledge, and also they both have understood about the topic that they are talking about, like this, as one of the important aspects. Yeah. The conversations among people needs to take specific context, which is logically related. There are related to occurrence are assumed. There are some of certain instances we more understand about this one. So here is the example. Johnny, would you come to the birthday party tonight? So it's talking about the specific context. Johnny invite James to the birthday party. Okay, so the target is the James should answer the context related to the birthday party, right? So James, I have another plan with someone that I promised to do. If we talking about the simply relevant with the short answer yes or no, it means that we can see from this context. A simply relevant would be no. But James not talking about no. They give the explanation about this context. It means that Johnny was expected by James to catch the meaning. Yeah. However, that it was indirectly conveyed. It means that they both in doing conversation, they need to have special knowledge of particular context. Both of them have state the same context. The particular means that birthday party tonight. Okay. And then the next one, the speakers appears not to adhere to the maxim of manner. Fundy. Yeah. Where are you going with the dog? It's also the second example from the particular context. It's still the same point. And then Sony answer to the fifth explanation here. The way of Fundy in answering Sony's question can be said not brave enough. Yeah. Sony do not, I mean that Sony didn't state the answer with the directly conversation. Fundy spelled the word P-A-T, like this. For example, that's the kind of the expression, the way of expressing this statement. The purpose, Pandi spelled the word for the purpose. He has known that the dog recognized the word faith and the dog had been taken there. That's why Pandi spelled this word, because Pandi doesn't want the dog to know the answer to the question just asked. Okay, the third example from the particularized can be next. Yeah, it's plot the maxim of relevance. Risman, for example, here, what is the manager getting angry now? It's kind of the expression in the statement. And then Frederick can answer, it's time to go out now. Let's find lunch. It's plot the maxim of relevance. Frederick, do not answer the question like this. In order to keep the assumptions of cooperation, Risman will have to infer some local reasons why Frederick answered that kind of statement. It means that Risman have understood about the reason. For example, here the manager may be nervy. So that's why Risman has taken implicit meaning that the Frederick state about the answer. Why Frederick responses non-relevant context? The implicature here is essentially that Frederick doesn't want or Frederick cannot answer the question in that context. Okay, the next one. Okay, so it's the last point, the last part of the implicatures, properties of conversational implicatures. So it's the meaning. As we have known well that the taking situation within conversations have been considered by all the implicatures, with the inferences have been made by people who heard the utterance and attempt to maintain the assumptions of cooperative interaction. So it can be divided into two contexts and focuses on the stating a number. So focusing on the number. Number is kind of the properties in conversational implicatures. For example, here, she has won $7. It has been sound by a number that only seven. She has won $7. That you can emphasize this word. And then the second one, to reinforce the implicature with additional information. Okay, it's the next example. Yes, she has won at least $7. It means that we have got the meaning. She can be she can be getting more dollars, but at least here they're emphasizing the properties of conversational implicatures. At least $7. She has won $7. In fact, also in fact that we can emphasize this additional information. She has won 12, like this. And the last one, she has won $7. Of course, this is 6 more than 1, lebih dari 6 tentunya. Yang di-expect-nya 1, tapi dapatnya lebih dari 6. Kayak gitu. Go to the next page. Okay, it's the last topic, our material today, talking about conventional implicature. Conventional implicature, okay. Conventional implicature, the meaning is conventional. Conventional implicatures can be defined by looking for specific words. Yeah, we focus on the words and then result in additional concrete meanings when the words are used. This part uses the conjunction words to relate the meanings. So for this, emphasizing the conjunctions. So this given examples about but, yet, even, and it explains what two statements contain dynamic and also action-related information, as in the implicature of an additional statement is and then, of course, after action and then the second action, checking turn of the action, both of them. Example, Sandy offered white bag, but I choose green. Also, it's talking about contrast. Contrast the meaning where Sandy offered white bag, but I choose green. But as well, the contrastly offer, sorry, I mean that offend, yeah, offend the but I choose green. Okay, so if we can give the symbol P and P, it means that P is contrast to P, of course, like this. And then the second, describe and explain the jury to expectation. Jury has not come, and that is advantage going on. Interpretations of the event, like this. Okay, the next one. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, conventional implicature. Ronnie is not here yet. The last conjunction yet. Yeah, it's talking about one subject. Of course, that we can symbolize P. P, it has two meanings. Yeah, P can be not is true. Ronnie is not here yet is true. And also the expectation here to be later. I mean that the Ronnie will be coming later, or it's also gonna be two statements have different kind of the context. The word yet is expected to implicate your meaning. Yet explains a present situation. Of course, not in the current situation, it's not here. But the second implicator, it's gonna be happening on the, I mean that coming to the next situation, coming later, like this, to the true context. Or it may be perhaps opposite or later the time. Bisa berlawanan dan bisa sebuah ekspektasi akan datang di kemudian hari, kegiatan kemudian hari. Oke, kemudian selanjutnya. Conventional implicatures to statements contain dynamic. It's also the last point in the conventional implicatures. Action-related information as in implicature of the first action and is and the indicating sequence as the taking turn of the second action. Today, she is getting bad mood and not ready to study. And the first action. And the second action, he forgot bringing his bag and went to the office. From this context, we can see the differences both of that. The number one state in stands for additional context that is she is getting mood. She is getting bad mood. And then the second action, not ready to study. Yeah. And then it has 8 with the conjunction and. It's talking about the relations of the both of them. It's not comprehend the context. I mean, like it doesn't relate to the cooperation aspects. Like it can be understood as well by the independent meaning. If you can understand about she is getting bad mood, of course we do not relate to the not ready to go, like this. Okay, so not ready to go, it's kind of the effect, the contrary giving the effect of the sentence. And also the next one. In any case, the second one step in stands for taking turn of things or activities. He went to the office after he forgot bringing his bag. If we can symbolize that P and P, it means the second action, today she is getting bad mood and not ready to study. P, today she is getting bad mood. And P, not ready to study. And then P plus P. And he forgot bringing his bag and went to the office. It means that the second action in this sentence, he forgot bringing his bag. And the first action is went to the office because he forgot bringing his bag happened after he went to the office like this. So the key will be shown in the first action after P. Okay, so we can conclude that for many linguists, the notion of implicature is one of the central concepts in pragmatics. Thank you. That's enough. Okay, I give to Mas Alfian to the next session of the question maybe. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. If there are any question, please raise your hand or open your microphone. Any question?
Okay, Afrian, can I ask a question?
Okay, please.
You previously mentioned about the expression of hedges, especially in relation and manner. Could you please explain further about this too? Because I still find it difficult to understand. Thank you.
Okay, about Hedges, wait. Is there any another question maybe? Okay, I try to answer Mbak Stephanie's question about hedges. You asked about the difference, how to differentiate between each hedges. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. We can see the definition of hedges is the expression that speaker use to mark that they are in danger or not fully follow the maxim. So we use these hedges in order to say something if we are not fully believe that our answer or our utterance is following the maxim. For example, here in quality, maxim of quality, yeah, we back to the maxim. Maxim of quality is about saying only what you believe is true, yeah. But if you what is it? If you ragu-ragu ya, kalau ragu-ragu itu misal kalau kita mau ngomong sesuatu terus kita ragu-ragu sama jawaban kita, maka kita bisa pakai maxim of pakai hedges yang ada di maxim quality ini, seperti as far as I know, I may be mistaken, I'm not sure if this is right, atau pakai kata I guess. Atau in quantity means that you see you speak or you say as informative as required. Jadi apa yang kita berikan itu harus seinformatif mungkin. Tidak boleh tidak boleh banyak atau tidak boleh sedikit. Nah, tapi ketika kita ragu tentang apa yang kita berikan atau kita jawab, itu kita bisa pakai hedges ini. As you probably know, so to cut a long short story, I won't bore you with all the details dan lain-lain. Kemudian relation tadi kan giving the answer relevantly, or you should say relevant, ya. Be relevant with the question. So if you are hesitate to give your answer, you can use these hedges of relation. For example, I don't know if this is important. This may sound like a dumb question or not a change the not a change the subject. Nah, itu kan menandakan bahwa sebenarnya Anda itu ingin mengikuti atau ingin follow the maxim tapi ragu-ragu, seperti itu. Intinya dari hedges seperti itu sebenarnya. Am I answer your question?
Contohnya itu di yang relation tuh kan I don't know if this is important. Kalau yang di manner kan cuma I don't know if this is clear. Jadi kan sebenarnya kayak sama gitu loh, cara bedainnya tuh piye gitu tok sih.
Maksudnya gini loh, kalau yang relation kan I don't know if this is important but some of the files are missing. Maksudnya kan berarti kan saya nggak tahu nih, kalau hal ini penting tapi beberapa filenya hilang. Itu kan intinya dia kayak memberikan kalau seharusnya kalau dia mengikuti maxim of relation kan dia harus memberikan sesuatu yang relevan dengan conversation-nya. Misal konversasinya lagi bahas tentang masalah di kantor, terus tiba-tiba dia bilang I don't know if this is important but some of the files are missing. Dia bilang gitu. Jadi dia seperti ingin memberikan ingin dia kayak mau keluar jalur dari pembicaraan tapi dia masih pengen mengikuti maxim of relation, seperti itu. Jadi dia pakai kata ini I don't know if this is important sebagai tanda kalau dia sebenarnya masih pengen mengikuti tapi dia bahas yang lain gitu loh. Paham nggak sih?
Oh iya, mudah.
Sedangkan kalau yang manner ini kan tadi, kalau manner itu kan intinya adalah di avoid ambiguity, ya. Harus jelas, singkat, padat, jelas dan lain-lain. Yang jadi penekanan adalah menghindari ambiguitas. Jadinya dibilang I don't know if this is clear at all atau this may be a bit confused. Dia takutnya kalau perkataan dia itu nanti jadi ambigu, makanya dia mengawali dengan hedges ini. Seperti itu sih.
Oh ya, oke. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, please? Any other question? Ada pertanyaan lain? Gimana? Ada pertanyaan? If there is no other question, so we can finish this presentation maybe. Or Mas Irfan or Mas Ardi, any addition to Mbak Stefani's question? Okay, if there is no question, I think it is enough from our group. Thanks for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.